but she's on. He did such a great job.
I had my glasses. I was reading from the hospital, so it was wonderful.
Hi, Commissioner Dykstra. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Where's kiddo number 3?
He's sleeping.
Okay.
He still might cameo. I don't know if he went down for a nap or for the night, so we'll see.
Okay.
All right, welcome everyone to the City of Lacey's Parks, Culture and Recreation Board meeting. It is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order and we will do our roll call now. We'll start online. Commissioner Dykstra.
Yeah, Commissioner Dykstra.
Present and accounted for. All right, is there anyone else online, Carter? Okay, and then we'll start with you, Jenny.
I'm Jenny Wilson, Senior Parks Planner.
Commissioner Goodwin, Chair.
Bill Fosbury, Commissioner.
Lori Davies, Commissioner.
Aaron Wheeler, Commissioner.
All right. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. And now we'll move into the land acknowledgement and Commissioner Davies will read that for this evening.
The Parks, Culture and Recreation Board meets on the ancestral lands of the tribal people of the Treaty of the Medicine Creek, including the Nisqually Indian Tribe and the Squaxin Island Tribe. We acknowledge and remember those tribal people not recognized today who were absorbed or relocated into other tribes for survival. We recognize the ancestors and their descendants who are still here. We recognize and respect the tribal people of the Treaty of the Medicine Creek as the traditional stewards of this land since the time immemorial and their role today in taking care of these lands in perpetuity. We recognize and have the responsibility to call attention to the histories of disposition, forced removal, and abridged treaty rights that allowed our nation, state, and city to develop as they have today. We recommend that the community members read the Medicine Creek Treaty of 1854.
Thank you, Commissioner Davies. And then we just had Commissioner Larson. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Gary Larson, Commissioner.
Thank you. All right. And then
Late or was late?
we'll take you any way we can get you. And then we'll move into the approval of the agenda and minutes. I am looking for a motion for the approval of the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about the agenda? Okay. All those in favor of the approval of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, hearing none, we will approve the agenda as written. Moving on to the approval of the June 5th, 2024 minutes. Are there like a motion for the approval of that for June 5th?
I make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Larson. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Davies.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
All those in favor of the approval of the June 5th, 2024 minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor, say nay. Hearing none, we have an approval of the June 5th, 2024 minutes. Thank you, everybody. And now we will move on to public comment. Do we have anybody online for public? And I don't see anybody in-house or any others. All right. Hearing none, we will move on to business items. Number 4, our 2024 work plan updates given by Jenny Wilson, our Senior Parks Planner.
So for your review is the updated 2024 work plan. And it highlights some completed projects for this year, including the RAC parking lot, the wildlife information, which we partnered with Stream Team on, and the senior services for South Sound agreement. The updated signs for the wildlife information have been ordered. The QR codes are on them, and they're being posted in the parks soon. Some project timelines have been pushed back, and we are also, one significant change is that we are adding the parks improvement funding work group to this work plan. You know, we've talked about it a few times, but this is a council directed initiative, so we wanted to add it to the work plan, which is a little unusual. Typically, we don't add things halfway through the year, but this is a pretty big one. Big topics and a lot of work, so we wanted to add that on there. And that should wrap up by December. And yeah, so this is an item that we wanted to have action on for today. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Does anybody from the commission have questions about our work plan?
So we're just voting on the total work plan, not, okay,
Oh, the total, not just the additions.
not just,
Just the update. to
just that.
It's the
update,
update.
just- Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Are there any questions? Commissioner Dykstra, do you have any questions about our work plan? Nope, okay. So we are looking for an approval. Do I have a motion to approve the 2024 work plan updates? Thank you, Commissioner Wheeler. Do I have a second? Commissioner Larson is seconding. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of our 2024 work plan updates, please say aye. All those that disapprove, say nay. All right, we have a motion. It carries. We will be approving the 2024 work plan. Thank you, Jenny. We appreciate it. And then moving on to business item B, our 2025 budget request given by Jenny Wilson, our senior parks planner.
So this was included in your packet. These are the budget requests for both the Parks, Culture and Recreation Department and Parks Maintenance. Just noting that these were submitted for review at the end of July, so these are not approved, they're under consideration. And we will report back to you once the final recommendations have been approved. And that will be a little further down. So we just wanted to let you know where we were at and what items we have submitted for the year. So scholarships, museum exhibit upgrades, the bridge construction at Woodland Creek Park, dock at Woodland Creek Park, increase in services for special events, museum, Long Lake Park house demolition, Greg Cuyo Park Phase 1A, and RAC Phase 3 planning and design. And
So that's
go ahead.
that phase 3, I mean, that seemed to kind of sneak in there where it's like, it's kind of serious that we're moving forward with it.
Yes, so it's definitely something that we need to include in the budget, and that's, right now, that's the planning and design for it, so it's definitely something that we need to include in the budget for.
Now, I had seen like original plans like for the stadium, you know, years ago. Is that completely out or in like a whole new kind of structure and ideas up or coming up or how much of like our original plan of that area still exists?
I might need to get back to you.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I'm excited because I
I
kind of,
think that's part of the whole planning and design and coming up with the concept,
Okay.
and so.
it just kind of felt like, you know, the phase 3 is just unfortunately just being punted and like seeing like that line item is like,
Right, well, this is where it starts.
yeah, that's exciting.
Funny.
Yeah.
And so these go to council then for consideration?
These go, right now, they get submitted to our city manager,
Oh, okay.
and then those recommendations. then
He
go to
decides
council.
what he wants to put into council for approval of the budget.
I think it's a collaborative process, right,
Okay.
right. Yep.
And
Or-
just for clarification for anybody watching, now the group that we're forming has nothing to do with this.
Correct.
Correct, okay,
Correct.
so I just want to make sure that that's clear for everybody. This is a separate agenda item for the new committee that's being established. So in
Correct.
case anybody had questions or concern with that.
Question on the Woodland, the Long Pond dock replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I've never built a dock that worth $256,000. So what are they? Building it bigger?
Nope. No, it's just a replacement of what's existing right now.
Man,
Because that's gonna be probably there's probably labor, the material.
I was gonna say
the
materials have probably gone
Construction
up.
of it, the delivery of it.
Never come close.
I bet you and I could get together and probably do $300
Yeah,
bucks.
we could do it. I
Do it for
got my
$300.
pontoon boat. We could
Yeah.
drive piling too.
Yeah.
With a pile driver on it. Oh, it just
Yep.
running through my mind.
And this is not an action item, so
Right, okay,
this is just for review.
thank you.
The budget comes out in October, right? So will we know the
Yes,
decisions
I
before
believe
that?
So I believe it gets finalized in December.
December, yeah,
Yeah,
but
but there's a lot of meetings coming up.
And
at City
review and
Council.
comment on it.
Right. But I can check and get an official date.
Yeah, I was just curious. I mean, I just kind of timeframes in my mind.
Yep.
Things I wanna lobby, not lobby. Thanks.
Are there any more questions or comments on budget requests and concerns? Commissioner Dykstra, do you have any questions or concerns? All right, and so we are moving on to item 4C, our North Thurston Public Schools interlocal sub-agreements, and that will be given by Jenny Wilson. Sue Faylash is not here this evening, so our senior parks planner. Thank you, Jenny.
So I'm not gonna open these agreements, they're in your packet. Previously you have approved the master interlocal agreement with North Thurston Public Schools. These are the final 3 sub-agreements for you to approve tonight. One is for pools, one is for marketing, and one is for bus use. These are very similar to agreements that we've had with them in the past, so there aren't substantial changes in the context of them, just more how we structure them. So now there's a master agreement, now these are sub-agreements.
And the marketing is their after school programs, or is it?
It's marketing for a lot of our programs. It's just, it could be events. It's kind of how we market.
So getting the district to put stuff out for you, we pay them.
Yes, it's a partnership. Yep.
I'm using the wrong language
No.
today, aren't I? I'm definitely not using PC language,
Yeah.
that's for
Great.
sure.
That would be Parks Commissioner language.
Yes.
I move to approve the sub-agreements.
Yeah. Do I have a second?
I say,
Thank you, Commissioner Wheeler. Is there any discussion for the sub-agreements? Anybody have any concerns or
I'd like to
questions?
make a comment that it's been a wonderful relationship, because I used to do contract work for Thurston for 20 years, so.
Yeah, we have two.
It has been a great partnership.
Yep.
We will highlight that in our notes, a great partnership between us, commission and our North Thurston Public Schools. All those in favor of approving our interlocal sub-agreement, say aye.
Hi.
aye,
All those opposed, say nay. Hearing none, we will approve our North Thurston Public Schools interlocal sub-agreements. Thank you, everybody. Now we're moving on to item D, the Greg Cuyo Park update given by Jenny Wilson, our senior parks planner.
Told you there'd be a lot of me talking today. So I'm gonna give you an update about Greg Cuyo Park. So if you have any questions, I might need to reach out to Jenny, get back to you, because she's definitely been more involved with this project. So our lead consultants, HBB Landscape Architects, have provided some minor updates to the Cuyo Park Greenways Master Plan. As you recall, there was some changes to the stormwater, so they changed it to a dispersion drainage design, and it just required some refinement of the design for phase 1A. So there's some minor adjustments to the alignment of the entry drive and parking areas due to that. In addition, they added a left turn lane onto Carpenter Road, was added, so that's for not phase 1A, but for a future phase, but that is in the master plan. And some slight adjustments were made in phase 1A that will ensure future programmatic aspects are maintained at the park site, so that an entire cross-country track will be able to fit and be laid out in that site. So no huge changes, but just some minor changes. And the design process for phase 1A is nearing 100% completion. We're at 90%. And plans have been submitted for permitting. Construction is anticipated to begin in spring 2025. We have updated cost estimates, which I have on the screen here. And it's being presented as part of our budget as on our previous slide. We had, as part of projects, we have to go through a cultural resource study, and that was completed and submitted to our Recreation and Conservation Office, and they issued a notice to proceed. And so everything's falling into place for our project.
And on the redesign cost of 105,000, was that for the stormwater and everything? Or is there more coming for that cost?
I don't believe there's any more. I'm not entirely sure if that was fully for that whole. I don't know that that's, I can check and get back to you.
Okay. I was just wondering if how that charging works for the,
Hey, Jenny, what is, when they say city C&E labor, is that civil engineering labor?
I believe so. But I can check.
And the turn lane is gonna be on Carpenter, not out of the parking.
No,
lot.
it'll be out of the parking, out of the park.
so as you're going down Carpenter to turn off on the left, that hill that you kind
The
of.
left on this road?
So it'll
Yeah,
be on the road.
Yeah.
It'll be coming out of the park,
going off the main road. and-
turning, so a left-hand turn lane,
Oh, I see. what you're saying.
Coming out of the park onto
Yeah,
Carpenter.
so then,
right,
See,
a separate.
I see my brain.
Well, you got a left turn lane, if I remember, going.
Just helps you merge in
Going
a,
down Carpenter too,
As you're headed towards town.
right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I think you got I haven't looked at the plan, by the way, for a while. I think you got a left turn lane coming down Carpenter too.
That might be, I'm not entirely sure. That might have been in the original.
Yeah, I
They
think
may
it would be
plan
a
for one, but
right.
I don't think it's there. I mean, they're doing,
Got the new traffic circle on.
yeah, and I'm assuming that these improvements will be
I don't
after the
care.
traffic
Okay.
circle.
Sorry, I didn't mean to raise the question. Just curious whether they're gonna widen Carpenter on that section, and they're not.
I don't know.
I don't think
we're
so.
getting the weeds now, Bill.
I don't think so.
And
What's the easement barrier of those roads? Is it 30 feet? What are we talking
All
here?
I know is I used to be able to run on the roads now, and you can't run on
Oh, you'd
Carpenter
be
anymore.
Oh my God.
No, I know. you
For
can't.
the speed limit on that area going down, because I think it's 50,
I think they've lowered it now.
did it already change?
No,
Because the last,
Still 50?
It will.
it's still 50,
Oh,
yeah,
but they are gonna do something when the park opens, I heard.
Oh.
But we'll see.
better.
and is
Yeah.
that coming from the city of Lacey or Thurston County? Who is managing Carpenter Road for that?
It's Lacey.
I think so too.
I think it's
County?
county, because county
Real
runs
sure.
the road at Tanglewild, the Martin Way. So I would venture to guess that Thurston County is the one. I just want to make sure,
I bet it is
You
Thurston
think it's
County.
county?
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's a
Well,
county.
anywho, we're gonna ask for 35 miles an hour, because we're not gonna do 50 in front of the park.
Well, I just want to make sure as we move into that discussion is ahead of.
15th is on the city and the other side is county, I think.
I will check.
Splits
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, just for pedestrian access, and then making sure people can come in as we move forward, just so it's ahead of the process there. Because it's very dangerous. Yeah, that.
People do 80 on that road. They just fly
Yeah.
on that hill.
I know. Are there any other?
I don't. When I was in high school, probably half the kids in Northwestern High School probably on that
That or
road.
Hawks Prairie.
The 1968 Pontiac GTO that bottomed out on one of those dips when I like right before, and it was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yep.
Curve,
Yeah.
almost like Morris Merriman,
Mhm.
going over the railroad tracks.
Mhm.
Used to be
I've done that as well, in the back of the
There's gonna
hatchback.
be a lot of pedestrians and bike riding there, and I just worry, because if that's still set at 50 miles an
So
hour,
it's,
people.
it'll be.
Well, let's don't assume. We can actually,
We
It
can,
took them a long time to
we can
lower
impact, we can
45th
make
down
a
to
difference.
took a
Yeah.
long time.
35.
Yes, I would just like an update if,
And it's still a
if
racetrack
someone can
tonight.
find that out, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Is there any questions or concerns for Greg Puyo Park updates or anything for Jenny to take back to Jen?
Not for me.
All right. Thanks, Commissioner Dykstra. And
I got it. I got the plans finally. I've been so busy. I sold my barn.
I know they sat there for a while. I was surprised.
Picked them up. They collected dust.
You know,
But can I get a spec book with that?
yes, I can ask.
Yeah, when I do a plan review, I review the specs and make sure they match. Most times they don't.
that's what we like, your keen eye. We need your eagle eye.
When you get time.
All right, we'll move on to item 4E, our Parks Improvement Funding Work Group update, and that will be given by Jenny, our Senior Parks Planner.
Whoa.
You're on the mic again.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the Parks Improvement Funding Work Group update. The applicants that were recommended were appointed last night at City Council. There were 47 applicants, and a total of 53 if you include board members and advisory board people who also expressed interest. They last night voted to increase the size from 13 to 15 and made the official appointments. There's 6 non-voting members, which includes 4 board and commissioners. Chair Goodwin is one of them. There's a member from the Commission on Equity, Planning Commission, LTAC, and 2 people who are outside the City of Lacey and urban growth area. And then there's 9 voting members who are within Lacey city limits and the UGA. So it was really interesting to see the applications come through. There was very, very qualified people, passionate applicants. There was people that represented really a wide variety, military, youth, former parks professionals, realtors, North Thurston School District. So we're really excited. That I think that was our concern, is that we wanted a wide variety of representation, and we really did get it. So there's our main goals of the group are to prioritize the parks capital improvement projects, which is of course in our comp plan, and provide a funding recommendation to City Council. So the goal is to have those recommendations by early December.
Thank you, Jay. We're distracted by the Chunko.
Oh, okay.
No, wait a minute.
Wait, you know, switch to side.
Baby's waving at us and stuff. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I thought you asked me a question. I didn't hear you. I realized I'm just a baby. It's fine.
Sorry, he snuck into the meeting and distracted everyone.
So for the Parks Improvement Funding Work Group, is there a way we can get a list provided, or I don't know if everybody wants that from the commission for here, but just for my information, because I dug through the city council packet and I think it's like 378 pages and it's all the way at the bottom, all
All
of
the
us
applicants.
listed. Yeah,
Yeah.
just, not the applicants, but the people that will actually be
Beyond that.
on.
Yeah, I
the-
think that'd be great.
Yes.
And then do they have a list of the meetings? I know the first one's the 19th, but do you have a list of all of them scheduled out?
Yes.
I would like that too.
Yep, I can send that.
Yeah, if you could send that out to all of us, the non-voting, just.
All of us, even the non-voting members.
Yes, yes.
Non-members.
The
non-members.
non-member, yes. Yeah, just so we don't have to scroll through to page 370, because I think,
Yep.
it's a lot to scroll through. I'm like, who am I working with?
Right. Yes,
Yeah,
I
so our
agree.
schedule and those that will be on it would be amazing. Are there any other questions or concern for our Parks Improvement work group update? And I think we're calling it the PIFU, okay, PIFU. In case anybody's using the acronyms. Okay. All right, well, we're moving on to reports. Number 5, from the commissioners, does anyone from the commission have anything to report? Yes, Commissioner
I'm
Larson.
closed with the YMCA, so there's gonna be a new park on the south end of the Long Lake. I sold 10 acres in my barn.
10 acres of your barn, the
My
property that.
big barn
Yeah.
that I built, and then, over 10 acres of property.
So what will they be doing with your barn?
activities, whatever the Y does, you know, it's gonna be a day use camp. And I've asked for programs, but it'll be no overnight, just day use facility, and they'll have gardening. Archery and all kinds of rope climbs, I guess, and everything.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be another entity in the community.
Are the cabins gonna be available for them as well? Or-
I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the cabins.
Okay. But is that part of the 10 acre
Yeah,
parcel?
oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. And how are your community members feeling about having,
I think the neighbors wanted it.
Yeah.
They were afraid I was gonna sell it to a developer and have apartments back there.
so they're happy with what's happening there? And they're gonna keep the barn in its original format and
That's what I've been told. They wanna keep, it's a beautiful barn.
it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you gonna get your name put on it? Is that,
I don't know. I guess that's quite a process.
well, you had a name for it,
Memory Lane Ranch.
Memory Lane Ranch. So I'm gonna talk with the YMCA and see if they can
Yeah.
do that with you. That would be a great partnership. I'm so glad that they got that for you. I mean, that worked out.
Well, I think it's nice for the community and extra activities for children and people and adults, I guess, too. Families.
Awesome. Wow. Congratulations, Gary. And how's your daughter feel about it?
Well, I had a little meltdown over it,
I bet. Yeah.
but she feels good about it.
Great. Yay. Yeah, you have,
Congratulations.
yeah, beautiful property out there. If anybody wants to take a tour, talk to Gary.
We're the YMCA now.
Yeah, with the YMCA. Well, here, he's right there.
You're trespassing.
I would love to celebrate with you. Yeah, when do they take ownership? You with you? Absolutely.
Are you close? When do they take ownership?
Pardon?
When do they take ownership?
Well, yeah, we closed.
You close, so it's done.
It's a done deal. I don't own it anymore.
You don't get to go walk into the barn anymore.
Oh, they haven't been that stubborn yet, but I still got some junk picked out. I've had 3 40-yard trash haulers,
Oh, wow.
you know, and a lot of it was old rotten. I milled all the timber on my property, built a barn over 100,000 board feet in the barn. And I milled it all and you got all the slash. You know, so it was quite a mess to clean up, junk, cars, trucks. So I've been busy working on getting stuff out of there.
It's amazing, the story that goes with it. All of it's amazing. Yeah, it was a lot of work and all his friends coming out there and raising the barn and putting everything up there. Yeah, I would definitely come out and celebrate with you, Gary.
Okay.
Yes, you send the invite, I'm there. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of property. Congratulations. Congrats. To both. I think it's a win-win for the YMCA as well and for all your neighbors. Yeah, I'm glad. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just wanted to put on record how pleasant the Lacey and Tunes programs have been this year, like just the amount of people who have shown up to it, the staff doing it all amazing, and then all the other events like happening at Wonderwood Park now, and like there's gonna be nights at Homan Park tomorrow, and I'm really pleased with like the programs and the execution and just the professionalism of all the staff as well. It's just been fantastic.
Fireworks were the best
They were-
ever.
I thought so
The
too.
best
I
time.
actually see him from my house and not have to go down to the park. We were down in the afternoon because I wanted to hear the
Yeah.
MC, but
Felt super safe. It just.
it
felt
was very
wonderful.
nice.
It was a good event.
very nice, and I think that everything came off really nice too for the whole event that day.
Yeah.
This was really
From
better
a staff
than.
perspective, it seemed like it went smoother than it ever has.
Of course, my son remarked that he'd never seen so many Lacey police in one area at one.
It was all of them.
It was, I mean,
Every single
he
one.
was like, are they anywhere else in the city?
Note to self.
That was good there.
That's great.
Showing the lake too. There was huge.
Oh, your show on the lake was huge.
Um,
Because we had people on. the
Yeah,
lake.
my son said that he was there too, yeah.
And they had lots of restrooms.
Mhm.
The restrooms were great, yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah, everything. I just have really enjoyed all of it, so
Thank you.
you should know and have it on record, because by next meeting, it'll be over, and I won't be able to, it'll be said and done.
It's been a great summer, yeah. So Is there anything else? Commissioner Dexter, do you have any information for commissioner report?
I do not.
Does the little commissioner have anything to say? The mini,
Hey, Harvey,
yeah.
I'm hungry and tired.
Yeah, you
Generally what
kind
needs
of dozed off there for a second.
Your family made it to the 3rd of July, so it was good to see you all there. It's
We
nice.
barely made it.
Aw.
My kids are at the age where it's just like overstimulating and like they get tired really fast. So we made it and then we came back.
Well, thanks for going out there. I appreciate it. It was nice seeing you out there.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, it's great. A great event.
Yep. All right, so we're moving on to reports from the chair. I would love to complete.
I steal your thunder, was that your report?
No. That's only one. The Lacey and Tune events this year have been attended, I think, at the highest rate. I mean, today was amazing, and now that we've got some of our retirement community showing up, the music has been fantastic. Having other commissioners come out and see and MC, that's been really great. It warms my heart because I feel like we're coming out of the COVID and really starting to get back to community. So the diversity of the community, the kids, the movies, the music, everything just feels like it's the highlights to some of the lowlights that I think community members are struggling with. So it's a moment of freeness. All the events are free, but also freedom where you can go out and kind of re-engage with community. So I have greatly appreciated all the staff, working with all of them has been amazing, and the community members. So I think Lacey and Tune this year, I think it's kind of knocked it out of the park for me at all the events and where they're putting them at. Yeah, it's been great, especially with the heat, because with the trees and having everything. I
That's
love
such
it.
such a great location.
Yeah, and it's serving more community members that I think sometimes get overlooked. So people with the disabilities, people who really want to get out and having like the Lula Lefevre, I think it was, she was reading stories and they could color in a coloring book. It was peaceful. It was just a really nice, warm community event. And a lot of people from the park were coming to just hang out with us, and having all of our sponsors there, Timberland Library, handing out free books. It's been really wonderful. So I thank them very much. I want to share, I did Goose Chase. I don't know if anybody else did the Goose Chase and the Super Sleuthing, but I brought they sent me a letter. And so I just wanted to show you, they give you something for the Kids Corner Native Plants Word Search, which I have not completed yet. And then you get your treasure. And so they like little information about how you can contribute as a super sleuther to the environment. So kids can read about it, parents can get informed about how to do your yard care, pet waste, car washing. And then I got all my amazing stickers. So every event that I completed, you actually get a sticker from each park that you visit. So this was the Nisqually Refuge, Burfoot Park, and I even got one for Wonderwood. Wonderwood Park is mushrooms. You get a mushroom? Yeah, I know.
Very high quality stickers.
They're awesome. Yeah, you can put them on everything. Woodard Bay has the bats, and we saw the sea lions basking in the sun on the logs. But yeah, you get a letter from them, you get information, and then you get cool stickers that go with it. So I tried it out, and then I found something new in the UGA, the water reclamation. Is everybody familiar with the water reclamation over there on across from Top Rung Brewery?
Oh, the lot reclaim facility.
Yeah, they have 5 ponds out there with oak trees that got planted, and now they are grown, and now there's snakes and rabbits and all kinds of really cool things to look at, and that duckweed is growing in, so it's like bright lime green. So if you get a chance, I wonder, do a couple of them. Yeah, they're really fun. You get points, and then the community members reach back out to you and tell you their experiences. So, but that is what I have. I've had a really awesome summer.
Thanks for bringing this full circle from our presentation.
Yeah,
Ally. That
I
was
know,
great.
that's awesome.
Yeah, well, it's just nice because we started it, and I know it was something that Commissioner Wheeler started, and we wanted to get something going. So I'm looking the future of this with the Stream Team
Mhm.
partnership is really exciting and it's exciting for the kids because the kids are wanting to get out there and look at Mother Nature, the habitats that they're in, but yeah, and I got to submit my the barned owl photo I have from Wonderwood Park, so. that
Oh,
was-
yeah?
Yeah, they had, it was,
On the Barn Owl?
yeah, as soon as you walked in, they were on the left and yeah,
Okay.
they're.
It's been hanging out there for.
I've only heard
Few
one maybe this
years.
year,
Yeah,
or I heard one screech this year, but and not as much activity in the evening of robins fighting them off, so yeah,
yeah,
less activity.
it's
Well,
been
our-
really, yeah.
They're out there every morning,
Which one?
4 o'clock at
The
my
barn
house.
The barred
Yeah.
owls. Yeah, the osprey, the barred
Very loud.
owls, yeah, and then
Osprey
they're
babies are very loud.
crows. Yeah, we've got some dueling out
I
there.
like ospreys.
Maybe you can petition for an owl sticker instead of mushrooms.
Yeah, well, we'll have to put that in.
Why?
We can put it in as a suggestion because it is Lacey. Wonderwood Park is Lacey, so we can
Yeah.
ask Genevieve.
Especially if there's a.
I'll throw in
Looking
my
out.
my children, Woody, was it Woody Wonder of Wonderwood?
Yeah.
Owl.
Yeah,
Woody Wonder.
yeah, but I just thought the stickers are really amazing. The Billy Frank ones are pretty cool. They got the eagles and yeah. And then the Hawks Prairie Ponds Trail, that one was this one doesn't have the lime green in it, but I can use my memory. And yeah, and then they send you the QR code so you can get more information, but they should be adding more, so that's what I'm looking forward to. And that is all that I have for the park chair report. And then we have reports from our recreational manager.
I'm giving Sue's report. So summer has been in full swing. Staff are really busy. You guys kind of gave the report on 3rd of July. It was a huge success. Lacey and Tune is in full swing. At the RAC, they've had 2 really large tournaments recently. The ASA 12U state tournament and the USSA National Fast Pitch. And there were over 70 teams from around the country that attended those. Day camp, playground pals, teen camp continue to fill halfway through summer. Aquatics programs continue to have large wait lists, but are going well. Jacob Smith House, Lacey Community Center are fully booked, kind of in the height of summer wedding season. And I think when we sent out our meeting reminder for this meeting, we sent you the reminder to watch the July City Council meeting. Jen and Sue presented on July's Parks and Rec Month. So they presented the annual report and a bunch of information on Parks and Rec Month, highlighting a lot of basically the community benefits of Parks and Rec, which I don't think I need to share that with you guys, but they talked a lot about our community offerings. And the theme is where you belong. We've also done quite a bit of social media campaigning through the month of July, highlighting that most residents are half a mile or a 10-minute travel to Lacey Park, encouraging people to get outside, very similar to what you're talking about with your son. So highlighting also our financial assistance program, and staff compiled a video introducing the community to our part-time and parks maintenance staff. So that was a really nice way to introduce all the work that goes in behind the scenes. So Carter actually did a lot of work on that. So thanks for that. Notified that I should. Told them to have that.
I would share that the signs for the dogs seem to be much better and working.
Really?
The Rainier Vista Dog Park, Off Leash Dog Park is much less. I mean, I still see occasional, and it's usually a standard same offenders, but a whole lot less of dogs just running.
Good.
So it seems to be working, and they're very prominent as you walk into Wonderwood, they're very prominent as you walk into Rainier Vista, and
That's one of my things to talk about is follow up to our data collection last year is to do some more data collections. That's good to hear.
well, that's anecdotal data
Yeah,
for you.
that's very, very good to hear. I would say I think some of our complaints have gone down also,
Yeah.
anecdotal. But you guys get some other information on it, so.
moving on, is that everything? Anybody have any questions or comments for Jenny? Okay, so we'll move on to report number 5D, our Parks Maintenance Supervisor.
So I'm giving Jamie Oakland's report. One significant issue that happened was Bush Park was vandalized in early July. The swings and slide at the 5 to 12-year-old play structure were damaged and had to be removed. And significant cost to replace those. This is the playground structure that is scheduled for replacement. So those items are not being replaced. The structure's been temporarily secured, but very disappointing, so. One of our longtime parks maintenance staff, Sam Tollefson, retired after 19 years of service with the city of Lacey. So sad to see him go, but they also came up with overtime shifts for evenings at Long Lake Park, where it's forecasted to be over 90 degrees. They have been having a hard time keeping toilet paper and just heavy use of that park, keeping up with it. So they have some overtime scheduled when it's forecasted to be hot. Speaking of the 3rd of July, they had committed 216 hours for event support staff for that event. So when we talk about what a wonderful event it is, there's a lot of work that goes into it, especially on the parks maintenance side. So we're very, very thankful for all their help. They brush hogged over 100 acres of passive parkland. They did 124 hours of noxious weed removal at parks. They had, in addition to the Bush Park, they had 19 acts of graffiti they had to repair. General repair at Lake Point Tennis Court, they repaired. Cracks in the tennis court at Rainier Vista and play toy at the rec. They also renovated field number 6 at Rainier Vista. And they did some work on the volleyball courts at Rainier Vista. Had a lot of work that they did.
It's been a busy summer. I've seen them on Ruddle a lot.
Right.
Yes, they've been very, very busy. We appreciate all they do. Yes, thank you very much. Tell Jamie thanks.
Will do. I do it often.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Taking care of us. Any questions for Jenny about park maintenance and supervisor information? All right. Going to 5E, our senior parks planner. That would be Jenny Wilson again.
Okay, so we've talked about this a little bit, that they're working on a historic kiosk at the RAC, and this is a cooperative project with Thurston County's Historic Commission, and so that structure is complete. The next step is our staff is working with Thurston County on finalizing the actual panels and the information, so that'll come next. We submitted our Recreation and Conservation Office grants for Rainier Vista and Bush Park projects. So the project at Rainier Vista is safety netting for the softball fields, outdoor ping pong tables, and the addition of 4 pickleball courts at Rainier Vista. And then the grant that we're applying for Bush Park is the replacement of the 5 to 12-year-old playground. So the next step in the process is the application has been submitted, and the next step in the process is we do a presentation to a panelist that gets ranked. So our presentation is August 20th, and after that gets ranked, and we find out in October we've ranked high enough to get the funding for it. So wish us luck. Worked very hard on it for many, many months. So. The McKinney House project is moving forward. We have a top consulting firm for the wetland delineation and critical areas report. So we're moving on to the contract phase of that. And the Lacey Rotary held their annual golf fundraising event today at Capital City Golf Course. Proceeds from this event are going to the playground replacement project at Bush Park. We're partnering with them. We have a sponsorship agreement with them for the project. So I was out there helping, volunteering my time to help with the event. What?
Golfing.
No, I've never golfed in my life, actually. So it was, yeah, just supporting their event because they're supporting our project, and it was great. There was a lot of people.
My coworkers that were at that event and
Oh.
they enjoyed themselves.
Oh,
You did a great
wonderful.
job.
Yeah, it was great to see. So, yeah, great partnership with them, and yeah, so excited to get this project moving, so. We are also working with HVB. It's the same consulting firm that is working on QEO Park, and they are creating some concept plans for Huntermer Park. And this is a kind of a joint project between our department and Community and Economic Development. So the concepts are going to include kind of an upgraded plaza area, possibly a fountain, and replacement of the climbing structure, with a goal of kind of upgrading and fitting into that midtown area at Huntermer Park that, if you remember, Sarah Schilling from the department came and talked to us about. So that's another project that's kind of moving forward. So lots of things are happening.
But I can't remember, does the climbing wall, is that going away, or they're just gonna replace it with something new for the kids to play on? or-
Yes, it will, that kind of needs to be replaced anyways, so that will go away, and this will be kind of upgrading everything.
So the playground area will stay in, and then a fountain will be added to their plan.
Right,
So something for the kids to still play on will be there.
something will be added, yes.
Okay.
It may not be a playground, like a formal kid playground, it may be some land, it might be some large boulders, but not like a kid playground.
Okay.
We're still in the.
Cause it's really, the kids really like that for their wind down time.
Right.
I like to have them receive something in the park that they can actually play on with
Right.
the parents and
Right.
stuff.
It just might be a different type of play.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're looking at.
So
And then the other item that I needed to talk to you about is as part of the Parks Improvement Funding Work Group, there is a tour that we are planning, and that tour is planned for October 4th. So what I wanted to talk to you about and see if you all are agreeable to is we have a Parks Board tour scheduled on September 13th. So I'm wondering if, instead of having two tours pretty close to each other, would you be willing to cancel our September 13th tour and instead do it on October 4th and combine it with the Parks Improvement Funding Work Group?
And are we still having a meeting on the 2nd?
Yes, so that was the other part of it, is that we will have a meeting on October 2nd, and then the tour would be Friday the 4th. But we also would not have a meeting in September, that's what that would mean. Because we didn't have a meeting planned for September, except for the tour.
So no meetings in September, 2 in October.
Correct. Right.
I like it, because the
That would-
13th is my wedding anniversary and I was gonna have a little trouble. Oh, there.
Oh. You could take.
I was
one-
gonna be gone, so it works for me too.
I don't think we need action on that. I think I just need everybody to say okay or
Show
no.
up.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're in October.
October 4th.
okay, we will update that. Update our city clerk information. So, thank you. And then the other item that I want to talk about is off-leash dog issue. So as you recall, after our report on data last year, plan was to come back during the same time period in 2024 and see if the signage increased, people putting their dogs on leash. I've reached out to all of our part-time staff, trying to get them to sign up for some shifts. But I also wanted to check in and see if any of you wanted to take a shift. Sounds like some of you might be in the parks anyways, observing. Again, it's not, you don't have to enforce it. It's just kind of going
So
out.
when are they?
Oh, I have a sign up sheet. So we can talk about it afterwards, but I have a sign up sheet if you'd like to. It's 2-hour shifts, various dates and times. It's the same as last year. So just be kind of going out in the parks and seeing if the signs work. But I can give you more information on details, but seems like it's a pretty significant issue that we're gonna have to handle. So thought maybe you guys would want to go see what's actually happening out there. Sounds like Lori already knows.
Yeah. I mean, I walk through there almost every day.
Right, but thanks, I'm really glad to hear that actually, so. And just an update on the education campaign. So information has gone out in all of our monthly newsletters. We have 8 boards out in the parks, and it went out in our Lacey Life newsletter, so. We're trying to get the information out.
Oh, I have a question about the education campaign.
Yes.
How long do you plan to sustain that for? Or are you going to like repeat it every year? Or is there a plan?
Yeah, I think our plan right now is to hit it pretty hard, put it out every month, and then I think going forward, it might just be something that we do maybe in the spring and summer when we have a lot of.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
the logical time to leading up to summer, maybe spring and summer, do it in every monthly newsletter during that time. But I honestly think we probably will keep the signs out, the A boards, we'll keep those out continuously.
Yeah, I could see value in taking the A boards down. Only in that sometimes people, once they've seen something, they just start ignoring it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
like,
I think we're open to feedback on doing it differently.
but I like that the plan is to like, like, it's not just a one and done idea. It's we're gonna continually keep educating our
Yeah.
park visitors. Yeah.
Okay, that's all that I had.
And then we have 5F from the director.
Okay, so this is Jen's report. So Commissioner Larson was reappointed to the Parks Board for a second term on July 16th.
Congratulations, Commissioner.
And then just a reminder about the upcoming volunteer picnic. It's on Wednesday, August 14th, 6 p.m. at Rainier Vista. Sandwiches, food. Fun. Hope you can all be there.
What time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. August 14th.
They're the only items that I.
I'll be on vacation, sorry.
Oh, where is it?
At Rainier Vista.
Go on vacation.
Oh, Rainier Vista.
First one.
Yep.
It's nice.
And I think we emailed out the invitations for it.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to send it
starting to
again.
remember now.
We might have sent them too early.
Well, you have to get it on the calendar and
Right.
remind us that
Right.
it's on our calendar. Yes.
Or it's just a dot.
Yeah.
So that's all. Those were the only director reports.
All right, is there anything else for the good of the group? Anybody, anything? Yes, Commissioner Larson.
I saw in the budget thing that they're gonna demo the house next to the Long Lake. Is there any planning done on that combination?
Well, that's a good question. So that is the budget request in case that's what has to happen. We are right now doing we have to do kind of a historic assessment of that house. So it's not a for sure thing. So we kind of have to figure out how old the house is, if it has any historic significance. So that's what that budget request is in case there isn't, we don't really see any value in keeping the house unless there is significant, it gets vandalized quite often. So, yeah.
But no
There,
concept plans or?
we don't have a concept plan for that site yet, but that will be something that we will need to do. That is something that's in the Parks Capital Improvement Program is, right,
Nothing.
but nothing.
All right, well, thank you, everybody. We will adjourn this meeting. It is 6:24 p.m. Thank you all for attending. Appreciate everything you do. Have a wonderful evening and a great week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Mr. Dykstra. Thanks, Line.